The laughter hit me like a slap. Loud. Sharp. Cruel. It started when she touched his arm. Just a quick graze, but enough to make the whole table pause. His grin widened, hers followed, a bit too comfortably, a bit too long. And then she said it, "You always know how to make a girl blush, Ryan." Ryan. My coworker. My best friend. My husband's favorite drinking buddy. And she was my best friend. Or, at least, she had been. The room erupted with teasing laughter, the kind that fills every crack of silence and leaves nowhere to hide. I smiled tightly, tasting the bitterness on my tongue. The clink of glasses, the low hum of the restaurant, it all blurred. My pulse was pounding so loudly I barely heard her next line. "Maybe I should steal you away from Emma for a night," she joked, her eyes sliding toward me with that fake innocence I'd grown to despise. For a moment, I just stared. I wanted to believe she was drunk, that it was harmless. But I'd seen that look before, once, months ago, when I caught her texting him late at night. She'd laughed it off then too. Said she was just helping him plan my birthday surprise. My husband, Aaron, chuckled and brushed it off. "You wouldn't survive a night with her," he teased, nodding toward me. "She'd have you writing apology poems by sunrise." The table laughed again. Everyone except me. My nails dug into my palm under the table. My breath came shallow, and every word, every laugh, every clink of a glass started to sound like mockery. I stared at her hand, still resting too close to his. And suddenly, something inside me broke. I didn't plan what came next. I didn't think. I just acted. "You should go for it, Lily," I said calmly, my voice slicing through the chatter. "God knows he's been giving you enough attention lately." The laughter stopped. Dead silence. Aaron's head snapped toward me. What the hell is that supposed to mean? I looked at him, really looked. The nervous flicker in his eyes, the way his throat tightened, how his fingers stopped drumming on the table. That small, guilty pause told me everything I needed to know. I turned back to Lily. "It means," I said, my voice steady despite the quiver in my chest, "that if you're going to flirt with my husband, at least have the decency not to do it while I'm sitting right here." She blinked, her smile vanishing. "Emma, come on, it was just a joke." "Oh, right. Like your late-night jokes. Or those private lunches you forgot to mention. Or the time you accidentally called him your partner in that group chat." The air thickened. Every pair of eyes in the room was on us. My words were bullets, and I was done missing. Aaron reached for my hand, his voice low. "Emma, let's not do this here." I pulled away. "Why not? This is where you two started your little game, isn't it? At dinners like this, surrounded by people who'd never suspect a thing." Lily's face paled. "You're overreacting." I leaned forward, meeting her gaze. "Am I? Then explain the text I found. I can't stop thinking about last night." A collective gasp rippled through the table. Aaron closed his eyes. "Emma, please." "No," I said softly, my voice trembling with years of swallowed doubt. "You don't get to please me anymore." The restaurant around us fell into an eerie stillness. Even the music seemed to fade. My chest burned, my hands shook, but I didn't stop. I couldn't. I'd been silenced for too long. "I kept thinking I was crazy," I said, my voice cracking. "Every time you brushed off my questions, every time she made some sly comment. I told myself I was paranoid. I told myself to trust you." I swallowed hard. "But you know what? I finally realized something tonight." Aaron's voice broke. "Emma." I stood, my chair scraping sharply against the floor. "You didn't just betray me," I said quietly. "You made me question my own sanity. And that's something I'll never forgive." I turned to leave, but not before delivering the final blow, the one that truly shut the room down. "You two deserve each other," I said, my tone icy but calm. "Because only people that broken could call what you did love." I walked out before anyone could speak. The sound of my heels against the marble echoed behind me. Loud, steady, final. Outside, the night air hit my face like a slap, cold and sobering. The city lights blurred as tears finally broke free. For the first time in months, maybe years, I didn't feel small. I felt raw, hollow, but free. I sat in my car, staring at the dark windshield, my reflection fractured by streetlight. My mind raced through every moment, every denial, every laugh that now felt like a lie. And then, from my phone, a message appeared, from Lily. "I'm sorry. You weren't supposed to find out like that." My chest tightened. Not if, but how. That was the confirmation. Cold. Final. I deleted her message, blocked her number, and turned off my phone. The silence was deafening, but it was mine. As I drove away, I realized something quietly devastating. Betrayal doesn't just shatter love, it shatters the version of yourself that believed you were safe. But in that silence, somewhere between heartbreak and freedom, I felt a faint spark of something I hadn't felt in a long time. Strength. Because for once, I didn't need to win the room back. I had already taken back myself. And that, I realized, was the most brutal comeback of all.